Starting to get more involved here in the passing game of late.
Oh, it's been great, yeah. Obviously, Koetter's done a great job with the offense, and just kind of throughout the year, I've kind of just been trying to play my role and give my best in every play, and with that, the ball comes to you just naturally kind of. So it's been a great job by all 11 guys on the team, and just great for the ball to come my way.
What's going through your mind with that catch down at UNLV? I mean, that's a play that you probably know is coming to you. So, like, what's kind of going through your mind?
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a play that was coming my way. I knew by the situation and where we were on the field that it was probably going to be called. So I was just preparing mentally pre-snap, and I ultimately just had to go out and do my job step by step. And it was a great ball by Maddox. The protection, can't not credit the protection there. He had all the time in the world to throw that ball. So, yeah, and ultimately I just went up and made a play.
I mean, you look at that. That was a big play in that game, big road win. I mean, what is it for you? Just trying to think back. One of the biggest catches of your career, at the very least, if not the biggest, I'd assume.
No, yeah, for sure. That was definitely the biggest so far, for sure. It felt really good in the moment. You know, it felt hyped. It was a great way to start the fourth quarter, first with Cam on that out route, and then that big play down there, 2 plays, and you're inside the 10-yard line. That's huge for us. But, yeah, I was just grateful to be in that moment and be able to execute my job.
Has it slowed down? If so, kind of where is it slowing down for you as a player this year?
What do you mean by that?
Kind of the speed of the game.
For sure.
Slows down.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed down a lot. Starting freshman year, me getting to get those reps those last couple games of the season last year really helped me out to get those full speed reps and kind of see how college football runs, because it's 10 times faster when you finally get in that game. And throughout the season, I just feel like my biggest job is just trying to get better each day and focusing on things that I can do better. And it's definitely slowed down quite a bit. Not so much where it's easy. It's definitely challenging still. So I have a lot to grow in, but so far, it's been a great year so far.
What's the biggest thing you've taken away from being a teammate with Matt Wagner and trying to pick up some of the things that he does well?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, throughout the offseason, going into fall camp, he's taught me a lot. I mean, he's got the experience, fourth-year guy. Being able to back him up and see what he does is not only inspirational, but it's also a lot for me to learn from. And seeing how he, like the first couple of years, he was a blocker. He was kind of in my role, and he was doing a really good job blocking. And seeing how he progresses as a tight end, that just keeps me more focused on my job right now in the moment, and kind of just doing my 1/11th for the team.
What does it say to you? You got, say, backing up Matt Lauder and being an underclassman, to still get the chances you're getting. Just what does that say to you about how much the coaching staff trusts you to go out there and do your job?
Yeah, I think it says a lot. I mean, I really appreciate the coaching staff. I mean, you get on the field. I mean, Coach D says it all the time. If you're on the field, we trust you, and we want you to. We know you can execute the job that you're given, and it does. I think it's a great compliment towards me. But ultimately, it's still up to me to make the coaches' trust improve and grow every play if I can execute the job each play.
I feel like we sit here every week and Spencer talks about Boise State as a place to develop, and we develop players. How has this place helped you develop as a player so far?
Awesome. I mean, dang near perfect. I mean, their developmental program is huge. I mean, going in freshman year, I was learning things that I'd never even heard of. And ultimately, it was kind of bizarre hearing them at first, but it did feel, once you start to get under the offense and start understanding things and how college football works, I mean, they develop you very fast here.
Do you have any examples of those, something you never heard of before?
Yeah, just blocking, honestly. I mean, you block in high school, but it's not really the technique that you're focused on. You're just trying to do your job, and there's no fundamentals or anything. But Coach Potter, Coach Koetter, all the staff has done a really good job teaching me to break down the technique for each play and fundamentals, and that ultimately, when you play these big guys in the college level, that's what you really need to be able to do your job successfully.
Spencer always says, nothing's given, everything is earned. You guys practice 1 billion hours to play 3 hours on a Saturday, 12 guaranteed times a year. For you, what is it like as a young guy to finally earn and then be given an opportunity or something like that to go out and make a play? There's got to be the butterfly moment where you see the playbook and you know something that is in there that's meant for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that install that week for UNLV, when I saw that play going, definitely felt that butterfly moment. They're calling my name, they're expecting me to do a big part in this offense. So it's a blessing for sure. I mean, I really appreciate it, and yeah, I mean, it was a great moment, and I'm glad that they trust me to put the ball in my hands in those situations.
When you look at the 4 league games, passing game is completing 70% of the passes. That's a big jump from high 50s, low 60s. So why do you see that the percentage has jumped with the last 4 games?
For sure. I think not only with Ashton, I mean, teams are keying on Ashton for sure, a lot more now as the season goes on, but I think all 11 guys on offense have only improved as the year goes on. We've only gotten better, and we're playing our best football right now. And we know that next week, leading into the week after, we got to improve. and prepare for whatever comes next. But I think definitely that has something to do with it. Maddox has only gotten better, the O-line, tight ends, receiver. We've only played better as the years improve. So I think that's definitely helped us out statistically with those types of things.
You guys only get so excited about like individual success. For a guy like Maddox that wins Mountain West Conference Player of the Year, you guys like rib him in the locker room at all, or like make sure like you bring it up, mention it to him, or anything like that?
For sure, yeah, we've definitely given him his credit. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment for him, and long time coming. I think he's definitely done a great job this season, and so seeing him finally get that award, that really meant something for not only him but for the team. It felt good to see him get that kind of recognition.
What's impressed you most about Maddox Madsen this year? What stood out?
I think for sure his leadership. I mean, going into the offseason, he was injured for most of it going into the summer, but his leadership never stopped. I mean, he was always pushing other people, and you kind of felt that vibe that was our guy, like the way he leads the team. And throughout the year, he's only, like I said, like he's improved every single game, and he's delivering passes that most quarterbacks can't make, in my opinion, and he's definitely leading the team back to that.
Ashton said teams like at least Luttrell was saying here in conference at least teams are like basically trying to keep him from winning the Heisman with how they're playing him defensively, and then he joked that that they're not trying to win. I mean, what do you make of how they're putting so much effort on him, and of late that's opened up the passing game?
For sure. I mean, yeah, they definitely keyed in on him. He's having a hell of a year. Seeing him make the plays he does, that as a defense, you really can't not try to stack the box on that kind of guy like that. So. Yeah, that ultimately has opened up the passing game a lot and gotten the looks like guys like Luttrell, Louder, the tight end, stuff like that. And yeah, I feel like teams definitely have to key in on that type of stuff, and that makes our offense just even more unstoppable when you see a team like San Diego State try to stack the box like that, and Maddox throws a dang near perfect game. I mean, that just kind of shows the offense how like we're not a one-trick pony. Like we have tons of weapons all around the ball.
Dirk Koetter, we got one more.
Well, I was just saying, man, so how much fun is that, I guess, when you're seeing, maybe for Dirk, but I mean just for you guys too, knowing that, hey, if they want to try to stop Ashton, sure, we'll throw for 300 yards. You want to, he'll run for 300 if you want to let him like that. I mean, you mentioned not being a one-trick pony, I guess, as an offense, just looking at how hard it is for defenses to now stop, scheme against you guys. How much fun is that?
It's awesome. I mean, it's a great time. I mean, just seeing teams key so hard on something and then like not be able to stop or answer to it. It's really fun to see. Like when Matt, like throughout that game, like sure Ashton wasn't getting the amount of yards that he usually does because they're putting 9 in the box, but like just seeing how Maddox was throwing the ball around and the plays we were making, it was just funny to see. Like honestly, it was a lot of fun to play in that game.
We're asking Dirk about you, and he said the first thing that stands out is like when he stands next to you and he goes, "Damn, this kid's pretty big." What's your? Has he ever said that to you, or like what are your conversations with Dirk kind of like? I guess.
I've actually never heard him say that to me. He probably keeps that to himself a lot, but yeah, he's a really smart guy, and a lot of the conversations on the field typically are about the scheme and like small details about the plays and stuff like that. But off the field, he's also like really funny. I mean, he loves golfing and stuff like that. He's a really down to earth guy, and yeah, he's a really good guy.
And, I mean, we could ask anybody on the team this, but just to have a guy like that in this building for, well, we know is at least through the end of the season or whatever. But like, what does that mean to you? It's almost a blessing
because he has so much experience and he has so much knowledge of the game. I mean, you can see it out on the practice field every time we're on the field. Like he says things that some coaches wouldn't be able to say. Like he has a lot of experience and he knows those types of things. Like depending on coverage with Louder, like the things I hear him say to Louder in the passing game, like taking those notes and taking those things and applying them to my game, it's a huge step in our progression as an offense.
And do you think maybe this won't hit you for like several years? But I mean, he was an NFL head coach. Like just the experience he has, the knowledge he has, and how lucky you are to be getting part of that and see what it's doing with a number 3 offense in the nation. I mean, do you ever have to kind of like not pinch yourself, but realize what you're working with here?
Yeah, I mean, I do sometimes take a step back and realize like I'm working with Dirk Koetter. I mean, he's a huge name in the football world, and getting that opportunity is definitely a blessing. And like you said, I mean, down the line I'm going to appreciate it even more looking back at it. But yeah, in the moment I try my best to really be appreciative of that guy.
What type of player you want to be? What type of career you want to have here? I mean, you're just a redshirt freshman. I mean, we haven't seen where you're headed. Like, where are you headed here?
I think my biggest goal is for now is staying in the moment and trying to do my job at the highest level, and that ultimately stacks day by day, and that'll put me at a level where I hope that I can't even imagine at the point right now. I mean, I'm trying to become the best player I can be, not only for me but for the team. I want us to win games, and that's the biggest stat for me is the win column. And so seeing us win games is more important to me than anything. But ultimately, as a person, I want to become the best player, run blocking, running routes, stuff like that, on special teams, everything. I want to be the best I can at everything that I have to do.